WhiskyJason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskey. Well, I have something over here, but that's later on. I have something over here that's more important. I received some nice little magazines. Hey, look, Whiskey Life is there. Very, very good. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to just introduce you to the world of Irish Whiskey Magazine. Now, these were given to me. They were sent from Ireland over here to Germany. The editor, and his name is, and I'm probably going to butcher it, it is Sergios Floredes. He's the editor and the founder of the Irish Whiskey Magazine. And he said, Jason, I've watched some of your videos about Irish whiskey. You're one of the few people that do a lot of the new Irish whiskey, and it would be great for you to also promote my magazine. And I said, no problem, send it on over. So he sent over one of the issues. That's the latest issue. This is the summer 2018. And one of the best things I really liked about this was not the whiskey bartenders. I'm not into bartending. I know a lot of people are, but rather, and that's why I picked the whiskey out here as well, it is actually here about all the information about Dingle. I love Dingle whiskey. So, Dingle, Mr. Whiskey, a founding fathers cask 149 from Dingle, 5-year-old bourbon cask matured, cask strength, 59.5%. This stuff is amazing. Dingle is the place to look at, the place to watch. I just love it. Hello, V Rich 3733. Good to see you there. So, Irish Whiskey Magazines. For all of you turning in and watching later, thank you very much for watching. I really like this magazine. It's 10 euros over here, and I'm just going to put in the nice little in the chat so you can see this as well, hopefully, the place where you can go and you can actually buy this. So, oh, that's great. I forgot to put that in there, the right place and the right time. So, that's www.irishwhiskeymagazine.com. Very, very simple. Over here, it's going to be 10 euros. In the States, it might be a tiny little more because of the exchange rate. You can take a look at it there. All right. So, the issue from winter 2017 was here. This is issue number 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, good. So this was actually a lot of Christmas gifts. And what I really, really liked, I want to talk about one thing I liked about each and every issues here. And the very, very important thing that I liked about this one was here. I have to remember that I got this. They always have the opinion of someone outside the country about Irish whiskey. For example, here they have a guy I know. His name is Dirk. He's from Germany. And also what I really, really like a lot is they have the Lost Distilleries of Ireland, and they actually talk about this. So they talk about the Fairfield Distillery from Andrew Jameson. Very, very nice. And the second thing that I really loved in this one was the article about the Irish Grain Growers Group. So they talk about the people who actually grow the grain, who grow the barley for single malt whiskey in Ireland. So, in issue number 3, that was summer 2017. They talked a lot about the Slane Distillery. They talked a lot about the single grain whiskeys. But what I really, really liked was each and every distillery actually has an ambassador, and they interviewed the ambassadors and gave all the important information about that ambassador. They started off with the Hyde and the Irishman. They went on then here to Kilbeggan. Then they went on to here Bushmills. I'm so sorry. In my live streams, I can't do anything about that. But in my normal videos, I just cut that out. That's when you see it cut with me. Spring of 2017, in issue 2, it was a lot about women and whiskey. And the thing that I liked the most about this was the Irish whiskey tourism. A lot of graphs, a lot of information about the tourism. You have here your nice little charts that talks about the growth of tourism. You talk about the most important factors. And there was one little chart over here that I thought was the most important thing, and I'm going to share this very briefly. It's about comparing Irish whiskey, Scotch whiskey, and the bourbon tourism industries. So Ireland is competing, at least they say they are, with the Kentucky bourbon in, hey, Food Quig, surprise, surprise, yes. Over here, I forgot to mention, it's actually a holiday in Germany. It's a bank holiday. It's Reunification Day. So for the Americans, it'd be the 4th of July, and in Germany, it's October 3rd. And so my wife and I, we had a wonderful, wonderful day. It's now 8 o'clock in the evening over here. I decided to do this in German. I have already done that, now in English. And that's why you're getting this in the middle of the day, or for the people over in Ireland or in the UK, a little bit earlier in the evening. So it says here there's 16 Irish distilleries, so 31 Kentucky bourbon distilleries, and 109 Scotch whiskey distilleries. Of these 16 Irish distilleries, 11 actually have visitor centers, and they have 59,000 visitors per distillery per year. Not bad. In Kentucky, there's only 18 visitor centers from the 31, and each of those actually receive 50,000 visitors per year per distillery. And for Scotch whiskey, of the 109 distilleries, there's actually 60 visitor centers, and they have an average of only 27,000 visitors per visitor center. Irish whiskey employs at the moment about 5,000 people for their tourism industry. In Kentucky bourbon, there's about 10,600, and in the Scotch whiskey industry, there's over 40,000 people employed at those 60 visitor centers. Amazing. And this is going to be the big thing in the future. So that was a very, very interesting thing about Irish whiskey tourism. And they started off their very, very first edition here with the winter edition, issue number 1, winter 2016 back then. And what I really liked about this was they talked a lot about the, let me go here, the Irish Whiskey Society. So there was a lot there. Yes, Food Quig and British Columbia, it's 11 a.m. there. So they talked a lot about that. They talked about, this is the second thing I really liked, was the myths that they talked about. For example, Irish whiskey is triple distilled, Scotch twice. It is true that a good portion of Irish whiskey is mostly triple distilled today, but historically and currently we distill 3 ways. We have the single, we have the double, and we have the triple. But the Scots also triple distill, Auchentoshan Distillery in the South Lowlands being one such example. And so also in Waterford, they're only going to do double distilled. Cooley was double distilled, and. So you can only make Irish whiskey from barley and corn. It says Irish whiskey currently is made from barley and corn, but this doesn't have to be the case, and it wasn't always. For years, other grains such as oats and wheat have been extremely prominent in the making of whiskey in Ireland. So they actually debunk a lot of the myths here. Very, very, very nice. So, and they also talk a lot about women in the industry, and they have the nice thing here about the different Irish distillers. So very, very informative. As I said, 10 euros per magazine. I highly recommend, if you're an Irish whiskey geek, to get some of these magazines. The brand new edition or the brand new issue will be coming out in the next month or so. So Irish Whiskey Magazine, one of the things I want to recommend and just highlight and showcase. Very, very nice covers, very, very nice layout. A lot of pictures in there. In my German live stream, they actually asked, is there a lot of advertising in there? I'm going to say, actually, no. There is advertising. They're usually a full-page advertising. So you'll see something like, let me see here. You'll see this every once in a while, yeah? So that's a full-page advertisement, and you just skip right over that. And you have something like this. That'll have actually double-page advertisement. Here you've got Hyde and Dingle and so on. But most of the time, it's not advertising, and that's what I really, really like here about the Irish Whiskey Magazine. They gave Christmas gifts, and I would expect them to do that again in their winter 2018. And for some of us, they like bartending and so on. It's in there. There's a wonderful exclusive interview with Lisa Ryan, which is the distillery manager here from Walsh Distillery. Absolutely a fantastic lady. I met her this summer when I was there briefly at the Walsh Distillery in July of 2018. Very, very nice. All right, Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, recommending the Irish Whiskey Magazine. If you're a fan, in the chat, I just put that down again for those of you just listening, www.Irish Whiskey Magazine, whiskey with KEY.com, all one word. You'll be able to find that there. You'd be able to have your subscription and also buy single issues. Thank you very much for watching. Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American. Oh, very good. Thank you very much, V. Rich. Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskey. And often the whiskey I talk about is Irish, so this fits in very well. Thank you very much also for these free issues that I received here to promote them online. All the best. Goodbye.